Hey y'all, Olivia Hermosa from TikTok. If you like those true crimes and verified stories, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button to Petty Tupac TV.
Hey, I was thinking about this yesterday, right? I was thinking about all the youth that committed crimes, in particular murder, when they was under the age of 17 years old, right? 14, 15, 16 years old. And they resentencing a lot of these guys from natural life without parole to 33, 40 years, 35 years, so on and so forth. And I'm like, damn, that's a long time. And I understand they took somebody's life. But if you think about it, right, over in Africa, they recruit child soldiers. Soldiers go into these villages. They rape, they rob, they mutilate, they skin people, cut off eyelids, noses, mouth, everything, right? So when they get dismantled, the group that they were in, the militia, so on and so forth, they get dismantled. They don't execute these kids. They don't put them in prison for the rest of their life. They send them to therapy. They think that they could be rehabilitated. So you take one guy who robbed and killed somebody, right? In America, but you got a guy that was raping, killing, robbing, mutilating in Africa for years. He gets no jail time. He got to go to some type of group home and seek therapy. Look at General Booty butt naked. He was fighting naked. He was robbing. He was raping. He was doing all this type of stuff, right? He's a pastor now. Less than a year later, he's a pastor with a nice-sized congregation. You got a second chance in society. Those kids go to these group homes 3-4 years and be right out because they believe in rehabilitation. Even like you'll see a dog bite somebody and the dog is about to get put down, and you'll have all these activists come out like, no, pit bulls aren't that bad. They have a bad stigma. It was the trainer's fault. It was the environment the dog was in. Save the dog life. But you got a black kid go to jail in America. They barely got many groups to speak up for him and advocate for him. Ain't that crazy? People think the chances of rehabilitating a dog better than a black man here in America or a child soldier. And I know they're going to be like, well, the child soldiers were influenced since a young age and they didn't know any better. What do you think these children, what do you think happened to these children over here in America that committed these crimes in these gang-infested neighborhoods? You think those gangbangers, those manipulators, those lowlights didn't recruit those kids to do crime? Look what Bush Jones did. He recruited small children to sell drugs for him because he knew that they wouldn't get the time that they would get. They would just get caught, go to juvenile home, be home in a couple days. You don't think these gang recruiters around here recruiting these kids? Look at the imagery that we got on social media. If you're broke, you nobody, you're nothing, you this and that. If you don't have a Patek, you don't have a Rolex, you don't have nice cars. These kids brainwashed by this since the time that they can understand. And they go out and commit these crimes, which are horrible. But you get them 39, 40 years to think about it, or won't even resentence some of them. Now, I do understand some of them are sociopaths. I get those. But there's some kids that went to prison that had great behavior during their incarceration, accomplished things, college degrees, so on and so forth. You don't think that you could turn that natural life without parole into a 17-year sentence, 15-year sentence? Because you keep a kid locked up from 15 to 50, he don't got much left in the tank. All he gonna know is prison. This one guy, I'm not gonna say his name. I told you I'm gonna refrain from saying names, but he was joking, but he was dead serious. He was joking with this one guy. He was like, man, your pants tight, bro. You only been down 2 years. You ain't supposed to be gay already, homie. You supposed to be like me. Come down at 15 with natural life without parole. 20 years into you, bitch, you get serious. Then you get your little prison boyfriend. He was joking, but he was serious. Talking about this is all I know. He's absolutely right. 15 to 50, all he gonna do is wake up at 6 p.m. breakfast, 7 o'clock fight, 8 o'clock day room, you're going to be institutionalized. From 15 to 55, 60 years old. When you got countries like Amsterdam, other places, got Greenland, they allow people to go off the prison property and go work and go on little dates and things like that and come back to prison. To reform these people. Everybody didn't have the best upbringing. I know some of y'all won't be able to empathize with this. Some of y'all be able to sympathize. Some of y'all won't even be able to sympathize or empathize. You will just be like they deserve the rest of their life in prison. But at some point, I think that like even the death option, you should, after a certain amount of years in prison, you should be allowed to opt for death or something like that. Like, come on, 15 years old getting out when you 60.